Imagine a car that crawls like a tank, glides like a boat, and unfolds wings to drift over flooded streets. A single vehicle that mutates to master any environment. This isn't a toy or a movie prop. It's the concept engineers call the Hydra Car. Modular, adaptive, and terrifyingly practical. Cities and battlefields change faster than vehicles can adapt. Roads flood, rubble blocks routes, and warfare demands machines that can survive where traditional vehicles fail. Enter the Hydra Car, a shape-shifting platform that swaps wheels for tracks, extends legs to climb, and reconfigures its chassis for flight or submersion. The goal is simple: one vehicle, infinite roles. What is a Hydra Car? At its core, a Hydra Car is a chassis built around modular segments. Each segment performs a role: propulsion, buoyancy, armor, or sensors. With robotic connectors and smart software, the segments rearrange themselves on the fly. Think magnetic couplers, quick-release mechanical locks, and AI orchestration that commands the modules to form the configuration the mission demands. Unlike conversion kits or trailers, the Hydra is designed natively as a metamorphic machine. The body houses redundancies, distributed power, multiple control nodes, and overlapping sensor suites. Lose one module, the rest compensate and keep moving. The tech that makes it work. A handful of breakthroughs make this plausible today. First, super strong, lightweight composites let structural elements flex and bear load without breaking. Second, high-density battery packs and compact power cells provide the juice for actuators and propulsion. Third, brushless torque vectoring motors and integrated hydraulics enable precise movement in any orientation. The magic lies in the connectors. Magnetic latches with mechanical interlocks allow modules to click into place under load. A network fabric routes power and data through each interface, while a distributed control system, call it the vehicle OS, coordinates shape changes. Add active stabilization gyros, local thrusters, and sophisticated pathfinding AI, and the Hydra can transform in minutes. For amphibious roles, inflatable pontoons and sealed propulsion pods convert the car into a low-profile boat. For rough terrain, deployable legs with percussive anchors step over rubble. Want speed? Snap on streamlined fairings and a lightweight wheel set, and the Hydra becomes a street rocket. Military and civilian use cases. Militaries crave adaptability. Special forces could carry a single Hydra unit that docks into mission racks. Stealthy, armored, then configured as an extraction boat. Logistics units could swap cargo modules to haul supplies through destroyed bridges. For first responders, a Hydra could reach flood victims without waiting for boats or helicopters. City planners could use modular fleets to plug temporary traffic lanes or bridge gaps in infrastructure. Civilian versions promise disaster relief vehicles that roll into collapsed neighborhoods, morph into mobile clinics, and evacuate patients over treacherous terrain. Imagine post-hurricane convoys rolling into streets the size of rivers, then reshaping into watercraft to ferry families to safety. The engineering headaches. Of course, physics and cost bite hard. The connectors must be insanely reliable, and a failed latch at highway speed is a death sentence. Sealing mechanical interfaces against water, dust, and salt requires engineering on par with submarines. Thermal management is another nightmare. Actuator heat, battery discharge, and friction must be dissipated, even as modules compress tight. Weight distribution challenges the vehicle's center of mass with every reconfiguration. The control system must anticipate shifts, constantly trim power, and manage actuators to prevent rollovers. And then there are human factors. How does a driver control a platform that can become a boat, a crawler, and a glider? The answer is semi-autonomy. The driver selects a mode, and the Hydra's onboard AI handles the transformation. Where prototypes live today? You won't find full-scale Hydras in showrooms, but elements exist. Military programs prototype modular armored vehicles with swappable mission pods. Research labs show off foldable drones and amphibious cars. Companies in robotics demonstrate self-assembling modules on lab floors. Combine these threads and the Hydra Car is less fantasy and more system of systems. Some startups experiment with magnetic coupling for payload swaps. Naval engineers build amphibious craft with transformable hulls. Automotive firms toy with reconfigurable interiors and adaptive suspensions. The last mile to a true Hydra is integration. Syncing modular hardware with robust software and fail-safe connectors. The dark side. With such power comes frightening possibilities. A Hydra scaled for combat becomes a stealthy vehicle that appears as a civilian van, then reorganizes into an armored assault platform. Modular weapon bays could swap in loitering munitions, counter-drone systems, or electronic warfare pods. Tracking and regulation become nightmares when a single chassis can masquerade in multiple roles. There's also the proliferation risk. Compact modules circulating in black markets could enable insurgents to turn mundane vehicles into improvised multi-role weapons. Policymakers will need to consider export controls, identification tags, and digital locks to keep transformation capabilities under oversight. The real-world timeline. If investment matched the hype, a practical Hydra could emerge within a decade for military buyers and likely longer for reliable civilian models. Military budgets accelerate risky integration. Expect early adoption in theater for special ops and logistics. Civilian rollout depends on regulation, cost decline in composites and batteries, and maturation of autonomous controls. The Hydra Car is more than a vehicle. It's a promise that the line between machine and organism will blur. It forces us to ask, what is a car if it can become a boat, a crawler, and a flight platform in the same mission? The next great leap won't be a faster engine or lighter metal. It will be a vehicle that refuses to be just one thing. When roads break, oceans rise, or battlefields twist, the Hydra won't ask permission. It will adapt, roll, and keep going. Hydra doesn't switch modes. It erases them. And when machines learn to unmake their own limits, the map itself becomes negotiable.